Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danni Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello. Welcome back. I'm really impressed that you guys are joining again because you're not sick of me and I don't know why. What's wrong with you? Anyway, Scott, you were first in the room tonight. Hello. And thank you so much. I saw those amazing posts on Instagram. I love it. I'm actually just impressed that I managed to log in, remember the password and have a look. So thank you so much for the time you're putting into that. And anyone that hasn't already noticed, Country Kickback, we are on Instagram and TikTok. And it's not me running them, so you don't have to be sitting there watching me all the time. Scott is doing an amazing job running them, and he's done some lives and things from a couple of different things. There's a James Johnson video on there of him live, and I think that was at Bush to Bay. Let me know if I'm wrong, Scott, but I think it was. Hi, Kaz. It's great to see you on again. You have been putting up with me all week, so thank you so much. Hi, Dave. I hope you're well. Congratulations on the new baby. I have seen some photos and it's absolutely gorgeous. How's everything going? Have you had any sleep? Anyway, so before we've got Renee Jonas joining us tonight, but before we bring her in the room, just a couple of little housekeeping things. At the top of the page, again, I've been really organised. I have popped in there the Country Kickback YouTube channel. So make sure at the end you jump on there and subscribe. Press subscribe because then you'll get notifications. And sometimes we put a few little different things out there. And then the next link is Renee Jonas's YouTube. So make sure you subscribe then because when she releases music on there, it'll give you a notification. So if it's new and you haven't seen it, you won't have to worry about trying to keep up, or you can actually get notified. Thank you, Scott. I've done well. First for everything. We might welcome Renee into the room.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, good.
Very good. I'm good. Step Up, #1 single.
I was so excited. I've never gotten to #1 before. It was amazing.
You have now. You charted #1 and you charted 11 on the All Genres chart.
I know. Yeah. I was kept out of the top 10 by Adele. Bloody Adele.
Yeah. I mean, really. Why should she be in the charts?
That's right.
Yeah. Move over. Let us in.
Exactly.
I can't remember. I think it was it Hook, Line and Sinker that we last had you on the show for? I think it was Hook, Line and Sinker.
It must have been, and that was nearly a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. April
so you were moving house and all sorts of things then. What have you been doing for the last 12 months?
I'd love to say that life got better.
Oh, dear.
But as Kaz says, she calls me the bubble wrap queen.
She has. It's in the comments right now.
I've needed to be wrapped in a lot of bubble. I think I just need to buy shares in like a bubble wrap factory or something at this stage. It's insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
So have you been... Will you Step Up? I know I'm fairly certain that you had Step Up ready before COVID. So, but have you been doing a bit of writing? What have you been doing music-wise? Because you're in New South Wales, so you've been stuck for a bit in your house.
Not as bad as Melbourne, but
no,
a bit we have. It's funny. I was doing a radio interview with Ronnie T last weekend, last Friday on Today's Country, and he asked me one question. He was like, "Oh, how have you been in the last couple of years? Like, it's been a bit rough. I heard it was been a bit rough for you." And I would just went 10-minute long rant about all the stuff that's happened. He was like, and at the end of it, he was like, I had like about 10 questions and you just sort of answered them all.
You took the whole lot, yeah.
I don't even know what to say right now.
It's so you made his job easier. I love it when people do that. I have all these questions ready, and then I ask them one, and they answer them all in one. I'm like, well, that's my job done. Thank you. That's great. Well, excellent.
Oh,
Rick,
yes.
Rick has just popped in the room, and he said, blame it on the wine. Absolutely. Yeah, I do love that song. I do.
Yes. Oh, man. Yes.
Robert's just popped in as well.
Hi. So good to see everyone.
Everybody there, if you haven't put a comment already, tell us where you're from. Where are you watching, and what have you been seeing and listening to music-wise lately? Hope you would have been listening to Step It Up, obviously.
Yes.
Step Up, yeah. So now tell us, you had this. You recorded this in Nashville. You've been sitting on it for the whole time. How have you been doing that?
It's been hard.
Yeah.
It's been really hard because my original intention was, so I don't know if you remember, I went to Nashville in October of 2019. Yeah. I got back at the end of October, and I released Blame It on the Wine on the 4th of November, I think. So it was like literally a couple of days after I got back.
Wow.
My intention was to release Hook, Line and Sinker it was going to be around April, May of 2020, and then I was going to be releasing Step Up around sort of like maybe July, August or something. Like, there was a plan, okay? There was a plan.
You definitely get points for being organised.
And then this tiny little pandemic thing happened. Yeah. I don't know what was going on there.
I think I've heard about it. I think
people had a cough or two, and I don't know, the whole world just collapsed.
You clear the whole supermarket aisle.
Oh, tell me about it. So obviously none of that happened.
No.
In actual fact, I got made redundant from my day job and had to basically go home and hide out at mum and dad's house for a couple of months, which was actually amazing because I don't know how many of you know this, but I grew up on 100 acres of rainforest outside of Kyogo, which is up near the Queensland border, inland from Byron, near Casino and Nimbin. And yeah, they have 100 acres of rainforest up there, and it's completely off the grid. So no electricity, you don't get mobile reception. They now have satellite internet and satellite TV, but before digital, there was nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you listen to music? Where did you learn and listen to music if you had nothing?
Well, I would say I didn't learn, I just did. Like, I was just like skipping around the forest singing to myself. Like, that was what I did to entertain myself as a kid. I loved dressing up. I was like just loved dress ups. I loved playing like make-believe games and just making up all these like little, I just like lived in my head really. So like, I'd be, skipping through the forest, and I'd be like, it's the fairy kingdom, and this is where the like elves are over here, and I'd be like singing songs to them, and just a crazy little kid, really.
Because you can.
So songwriting obviously made a lot of sense.
Yes. So you had a lot of practice before you were releasing music.
That's right. Yes. So, but I just thought music was a thing that everybody did. I didn't think it was a thing that people could do like as a job or as an actual career path, or I just thought that's what everyone does. Everyone just sings.
I understand that we didn't live in the rainforest, but we did when I was little growing up, there was always an artist staying at our house and going out to do a show, and Dad was always going to set up a show, and I remember when Keith Urban came to our house when I was little, but to me, that's what we all did. Everybody did that. Didn't Jimmy Little stay at your place when he came to your town? Like, isn't that what they always did? Yeah.
Of course.
Apparently, everyone thinks it's strange, but no, it's what they've always done.
I know, it's funny. Well, I guess when you're a kid, you just don't know any different. Like, when we first moved to the rainforest, so the driveway is like 1.5 kilometers, and you couldn't actually drive a car up it because it was just mud. So we were like these little 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds, my sister and I, like walking up the 1.5 kilometers up a hill just to get to like the tent we called home. So we literally lived in a tent for the first 6 months. Just cooked off like a campfire and stuff. It was just like every day was camping. And then we moved into like a shed that just was like candlelight and again, no TV, no nothing. And then finally we moved into a house, and then a couple of times through my childhood we'd like have a TV for a year or two, but because the solar power would like die every night, TVs apparently don't like just, blackouts every single night. So they wouldn't last very long, and then we wouldn't have a TV for another year or two. So I just read a lot. I just wrote songs to myself. I just sing songs to myself. I just kind of entertain myself, I guess. So yeah, even now when I go home to mum and dad's and they have like satellite internet, it was like when COVID was happening and I was at mum and dad's house, it was like
it didn't exist.
Didn't exist. The whole world just doesn't exist there. And we only go to town once a fortnight for food shopping anyway. So it's like we're just in permanent quarantine, really.
It sounds perfect. Can I come next time? I could live in a tent and happily do that as long as I have my cats. And yeah. That's the thing. I'd need my cats, and they'd be fine. They'd be fine in the tent as long as there was something warm for them to sleep on. They'd be happy. There's so many messages coming in. Robert's watching from New South Wales. Dave's watching from China. Dave's in China watching. What time is it in China?
I thought you'd come back to Perth. Why did I think?
No, he hasn't got back yet. He's planning on coming back, but there's been a lot of battles with getting back to Australia and
having babies.
Lily said it's good to hear us both. Thank you so much, Lily.
Thanks, Lily.
Deborah's here. She said she's late because of the phone. Don't even start.
Deborah, we're just getting started. You missed my childhood, but that's okay.
That's all right,
Bubble wrap and wine. I can
do that. I think that we need to go and help Ben. I think we need to be. He might, if he's just bought it, he might need some help testing it.
Yep, I can help pick grapes. I'd love to stomp on grapes. I've always wanted to stomp on grapes. I think that would be so much fun.
I'm coming. That would be fun. Yep. I'd slip over. You watch me go. But it would be fun.
Later this year, actually as of tomorrow, I think we're allowed to sing and dance again. So maybe it is actually maybe the world is reopening. But if it all happens, I want to try and book a Blame It on the Winery tour. And go sing a winery.
All the way around. You know what? Tasmania has a lot of really good wineries.
Yes. But actually, there's amazing wineries all over Australia. Like even the Gold Coast Tinterland through to I think Armidale, around that area there's like wineries. Orange, Bathurst, Hunter Valley,
Quite
a lot of as well. Then you've got South Australia, you've got Ross Valley, Western Australia, you've got Margaret River and all of those areas. Like, I feel like the only place I'm missing out on by having a winery tour, Blame It on the Winery tour, is maybe Darwin. And I feel like I would just create my own little mini mobile.
Figure it out. Or you could get like a bottle of all the wineries that you've played at and just do a testing of all of them in Darwin.
That'd be cool. That would be super cool.
You need help because I'm really good at drinking wine.
Yes, that's what I need help with, drinking wine. I mean, I'm pretty good at it myself, but look, if I have more people means more bottles. So I don't have to finish the whole bottle myself. It means we get through more like tastings of wine.
That's right.
We want to try lots of different wines, so we don't want to just be stuck with the one bottle.
Exactly. See, this is thought through. We can plan a tour. We've got it. Yeah. Jan has popped in. Hi, Jan. I miss you, Jan. I haven't seen you in so long. There's so many lovely messages coming through, so thank you everyone for joining, but keep the messages coming.
Deborah, you can come too. Yes, absolutely. Everyone's welcome. We'll just get like a mini bus or even maybe a bigger bus. Depending on how many people.
For the driver, so that we don't have to worry about it.
Yes. And on the way to the vineyards, I can just like sing to everyone in the bus. but not on the way home, because at that point it'll be like karaoke or something, because I'll be just, I'll have
I
had
love
too much.
that idea too. Wine and karaoke sounds fun. So step up, as we were saying before, number 1 single, 11 all genres. Tell us about writing, Steph. Can you remember that far back? Because I can't.
I can't remember yesterday, but I can actually remember that. Yes, I co-wrote it with Zach Roddy. I don't know if you know Zach. He's one half of Zach and George. And actually, I just saw on Facebook this evening, I think Zach and George have a new single that they're going to be releasing in a few weeks' time. So I'll have to go check that out. But anyway, Zach and I co-wrote this song at the 2018 DAG songwriting retreat in Nundle. So a while back now. And I was sort of thinking back on past relationships and how I'd sort of pretty much told all of my ex-boyfriends that they needed to shape up or ship out. I needed to step up, and I'm still single. So I guess that's how it went.
Oh, it worked well.
So, you know.
Rick has just said he's got to go and get his show ready for Saturday.
Oh,
absolutely. Thank you for popping in. And Rick watches every time. So, Rick, but if you're still there, make sure you pop in for everybody in the comments where they can listen to it.
Yeah.
Anyone else that's got programs, pop them in the comments so people know where to go. So, you then went and recorded.
Yes. In Nashville. While I was there, it was so exciting. This was actually one of the most magical experiences of my life. I was gifted the opportunity to go and record in an authentic Nashville-style studio. So I don't know, for those of you who don't know, most of the world these days, and Australia included, you usually go into a studio, and the studio might be like a recording studio somewhere. It could even just be like a room or a couple of rooms in someone's house. But you normally go in with a producer, and the drummer will lay down the drums, and then the bass player will come in and lay down the bass, and then the guitarist will come in and lay down the guitars. And it's like everybody just does their thing one at a time. Yeah. But the traditional Nashville way that I think is authentic to Nashville is actually so I went into the Larry Beard's music groups, which is quite a famous studio over there. And they have this recording studio, and it really actually does just look like a house. It just looks like, not a Queenslander, I guess, because Queenslanders are on stilts usually, but just a normal everyday, the kind of house you could just walk down any street in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, wherever, just a classic house. And it has all these rooms in the house. And so we went into I was sitting in the middle room with the actual mixing engineer, and there were just windows into all these other rooms around it, and 6 guys came into the room. They all listened to my little iPhone demo that was, dodgy demo that I'd done with Zach before I went to Nashville, and then one of the guys wrote out a chord chart, gave them all a copy. They'd never heard the song, whatever. They all went off into different rooms, and then plugged in. And as the producer is trying to get the sound levels right and going, oh, yep, that's too loud, pull that down, push that up, whatever, we sang it through once, where I sang and they played, and the producer recorded my vocals as a demo vocal that they could then play to. Once he got the levels right, they then did 3 takes. 3 takes.
Really? That was it.
In 15 minutes, it was done and dusted. I think the drummer then turned around and went, oh, can I drop in on this bar and add some tambourine or whatever? There was a couple of little mini drop-ins for and that maybe took another 5 minutes, and then the whole thing was done. And I walked out the door, and they're like, okay, we'll come back in an hour and you can record your vocals.
Wow.
It was incredible. And these are the kinds of guys, when you Google their names, you look at the list of stuff, and oh, they performed on this Garth Brooks album, and they performed on this Luke Combs album, and they performed on Shania Twain's album, and you're just like, oh my goodness, like.
And now they're on yours.
Yeah, they're on my album. Well, some.
And this is why you've got a #1 single, because it's amazing vocals, it's great lyrics, and the musicians are top notch.
So incredible. Yeah, it was amazing. It was just such a cool experience.
Well, I know we're so good at this. We're great at talking. I know you've got your guitar there ready, so I might let you play Step It Up and anything else that you'd like to play.
Cool. All right. Well, I might just pull this off so that I'm not distracted by it.
And I'll give you the room.
Okay, guys. This is my current #1 single, Step Up. And for those of you who may not have heard, I am soon to be added to Woolworths in-store radio. That is nationally in all, I don't know, 1,200 or 1,500 stores of Woolworths and BWS around Australia. So I'm super excited. This is Step Up. Remember when we first met? You were such a gentleman. You'd always pull the chair up for me. Car door seemed to open itself. Now all I'm seeing lately, dirty socks on the floor, and I hate it. Pick up your game, I ain't playing it. I'm starting to lose my patience. I've been waiting on you, figure out for a long time. We got so much to lose, gotta lay it all on the line. Have a little faith, baby, we can take it till we make it. Surely by now you realize you gotta step up for me. Step up, step up. You gotta step up for me. Step up, step up. This counter looks a little colorless, 'cause boy, you always forget. Every time we seem to make plans, you blow me up for your friends. By the way, watching baseball, sticking around for that last call. That's not a date, no it ain't fake. I'm tired of you being lazy. I've been waiting on you, figure out for a long time. We got so much to lose, gotta lay it all on the line. Have a little faith, baby, we can take it till we make it. Surely by now you realize you gotta step up for me. Step up, step up. You gotta step up for me. Step up, step up. You drive me crazy and I'm sick of it, baby. There's no excuse this time. So I've been waiting on you. Oh, boy, you got so much to lose, yeah. Oh, I've been waiting on you, figure it out for a long time. We got so much to lose, got it all on the line. Have a little faith, baby, we can take it till we make it. Surely by now you realize you gotta step up for me. Step up, step up. You gotta step up for me. Step up, step up. Oh, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh, baby, step up. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh, yeah. Step up. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh, baby, step up. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh, yeah. You gotta step up for me. All right. Are you coming back, or am I going to sing another song? I'm happy to keep going. People want another song? Another one. Okay. All right. Why not? Okay. Well, guys, I am super excited. I've been in discussions in the last week or two with my favourite charity, Wounded Heroes, of which I am a proud ambassador. And I am going to be releasing this song in time for Anzac Day this year. And I'm having some really exciting conversations with Wounded Heroes at the moment as to how I can kind of help them really get the word out, maximise it. We've got the Royal Commission at the moment going on into veteran suicide, and I'm really excited to be a part of it all. And it's really it's not exciting that veteran suicide is happening, but it's really nice to know that it's finally getting some light shone on it, and that maybe we'll finally get some of the help that they need. Because I think what a lot of people don't realise is that a lot of these veterans, they come back from even things like Afghanistan, and they kind of just let go. They're made not redundant, but I guess they're just retired, and they don't get the opportunity. The system just kind of lets them down, and there's fly in my room, and so it's Wounded Heroes do a really important job of helping try and save veterans and their families, and I'm super proud of being a part of it. And so I'm very excited to see what my little song might do to help be a part of the whole movement and help shine a light on the Royal Commission and the plight of veterans and their families in Australia. So this is Silent Minute.
Shadows in his eyes, like a war inside his mind. And there are places that he still just doesn't go. He's locked away the echoes of the screams, trying to find a moment's peace. But the demons in his soul won't let him sleep. Ooh, can't you see that a silent minute's not enough for the casualties of war? There's a darkness in his mind that was never there before. He's going through the motions, but his heart's not really in it. So I'll hold him close till he learns to find silent minute. I've seen cold sweat on the sheets, empty bottles in the sink, where he's trying to hide the broken shards of glass. He tells himself he only drinks so he don't have to think. There are questions I'm still too afraid to ask. Ooh, can't you see that a silent minute's not enough for the casualties of war? There's a darkness in his mind that was never there before. He's going through the motions, but his heart's not really in it. So I'll hold him close till he learns to find silent minute. He always has a smile for me. There are days I can still see than he used to be. But a silent minute's not enough for the casualties of war. There's a darkness in his mind that was never there before. He's going through the motions, but his heart's not really in it. So I'll hold him close until he learns to find. Yeah, I'll hold him close till he learns to find. Silent
Wow. I can see so many comments, and I know that you would have seen them as they come, but what a
I
beautiful,
was trying to
beautiful,
stay in the emotion of the song. Oh, thanks, guys.
so beautiful.
Really do owe our veterans so much, and yeah, I think that it's so easy for everyday Australians to think that, you know, there is a veteran affairs and that there's pensions for veterans and that they're being looked after. I think we all think that they're actually being looked after, but what most people don't, it's not enough. And what people actually don't realise is that it takes something like, I think it normally takes on average something like 6 to 8 months from the day a veteran is discharged to them getting the actual getting into the system. That's how long it takes. The government just, it moves so slowly. And in that like 6 to 8 months, and actually during COVID, I was told by Martin that it actually, who's the president of Wounded Heroes, that it actually extended out to like 24 months.
Yeah.
So that's the time they need to survive on their own with their families, where they're not getting any support. They're lucky. If they're lucky, they're on Centrelink.
Yeah.
And these are people that have trauma. They've often got PTSD. They've got expenses. They've got families. You know, they end up like getting evicted from their houses and living on the streets. They're living in houses without electricity. Like that, they're selling like their kids' toys so that they can eat for the week. Like it's so hard.
We need to do more. We need to do more. And look at you go, because that what a lovely organisation to be part of.
Yeah, it's actually really, I feel like it's a privilege that they're letting me be an ambassador, you know, like it's such a privilege to be a part of it. It's really nice. I'm making a difference in the world.
You are. Look at you go.
One song at a time.
One song at a time. Tell us where we can find when you're out on the road. Tell us where's the best place to keep an eye on your shows and new music. Where should we look?
Well, when I'm out on the road, in the last couple of years, me being out on the road has just meant me bouncing back and forth from Sydney to Mum and Dad's place as I run away from yet another lockdown. But hopefully in the future, the road will have a much better meaning and there'll be actually gigs involved and people can come and see me play. And the best way to keep in touch with me is, I'd love to say my website, but to be honest, I'm way better at keeping up to date with my socials. So yeah, Instagram, Facebook, things like that. But you know, my music's on Spotify, on iTunes, on YouTube. You can find me anywhere. I am everywhere. I try to be everywhere. Not Twitter.
Are you on Twitter? Are you?
Not really.
I've been looking at that this week. I might have to chew your ear on that one. I just didn't really think that it was a thing, and it's actually more of a thing than I realised. So I need to learn. I'm just a bit behind time.
Look, maybe we can learn together because I don't Twitter well either. In fact, I Twitter so badly that every time I go to log into Twitter, I'm like, what's my password? Yeah. Oh,
yep,
Scott,
I understand that.
Ambassador. Thank you, Scott. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you, Lily. It's a good song.
Such some lovely comments there. Now, we've gone overtime as we always do because we're so good at this. But Kev, merchandise, where have you got any left? Anything available at the moment?
I have some butterfly. What do you call it? I'm always like beer coolers, cozies, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I've got some from my butterfly single, and I'm actually in the process of I'm ordering at the moment. I'm putting together a little merch pack, which I'm very excited about. And actually, Deborah won my free merch pack for my little giveaway for the pre-sales and pre-ordering for this. So I'm really excited. I'm putting together 2 new merch items. One is going to be a journal notebook type thing for step up, so that you can all write your own step up goals in it, because I'm trying to step up in 2022. So I was like, we can all step up together, get ourselves little motivational journals. And I'm also finally getting some Blame It on the Wine merch. So I'm potentially I might get 2. I'm looking at like a normal kind of, like the travel coffee mugs or whatever.
Wine one. That's so good.
I want to get a normal like coffee mug that says something like, do you think this is coffee? Hashtag blame it on the wine.
Blame it on the wine, yes.
Blame it on the wine. And then I want to get like one of those like insulated, like, looks like more like this, but is like metal. Like, coated, and that will just say like blame it on the wine on it.
Yeah. Perfect. I'm definitely ordering, because they're harder to break, and I'm really good at breaking glass.
I had so many people say you should get wine glasses for your wine merch, and I was like, I cannot sell people wine glasses, knowing how many I go through myself.
Yep.
I need to sell people something that's not breakable.
Oh, could you imagine? I break it at home, and let alone taking it on the road with you. That'd be the worst.
I know. I would literally need to sell people a bubble wrap factory alongside a glass. So
yeah, definitely.
Avoid the bubble wrap, avoid the breakages, just go straight to the insulated, like stainless steel or whatever version.
Yeah, I love that. Perfect. And it's summertime, it's for camping, it's for all sorts of things. You can do so much with it.
Keep things hot, keep things cold, several hours. I mean, I don't know anyone that takes several hours to get through one glass of wine, but, I guess if you fill it right up to the brim, you might.
Oh, see, yeah. Wait, are you not meant to do that?
I
thought that's how. Why would they make a glass a certain size for a reason? You're supposed to fill it to the top, aren't you?
That's how I feel about it. Yes.
I don't understand.
Look, you can. What I love about these is that they're the all-weather, it goes day to night. You start off with coffee or tea in the morning, and then you just, once you've done with that, you just fill it up with wine, and you're good to go for the rest of the evening.
By 9 o'clock, you've got your wine, you're good to go. But, you've had your tea or coffee, and now you're on the wine. By 9, you're fine. School pick-up, school drop-off, fine. Oh, dear. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us tonight, Renee.
Oh, thanks for having me. It is always so much fun.
Always. Now, I hope you're coming back when you release that next single, because a year is too long. We need to be better at this.
I am definitely planning on 4 releases this year. That is definitely the plan. So,
and then 2023, you've got all these songs. You can get out on the road. It'll be great.
I know. I see Hayley Marston's doing a new Possible pledge for an album. I was like, I should do that. Maybe then I could release an album.
Wait till she finishes, and then you can go next, because it's only be another 2 or 3 weeks till hers is over. And actually, that is in. If you're wondering where you can donate for Hayley, that is in the Country Kickback Facebook page. If you scroll back through, there is the link to Hayley's Possible campaign as well. So make sure you do that after you've gone and subscribed to Renee's YouTube and to the Country Kickback YouTube. Do that, and then head over and help Hayley make her album.
I know. Well, I reckon I've got about enough songs for 3 albums, but I just don't have. My money doesn't flow as fast as songs do.
No, it doesn't. It's getting. I mean, I think we're getting better at making singles a little bit cheaper, and that with COVID we found some ways around. But it is still a lot of effort, a lot of money, and a lot of time to put into it. So every bit helps.
I need some patrons.
Yeah. What's that? Thank you so much. And tomorrow also, it's the 18th. So make sure you guys, there's also a link on the Country Kickback page. Ray Lee has a single coming out as well. And have you seen it yet? Have you seen
No, you know what? I have to admit, I was terrible. She actually asked me to sing harmonies for her on this track, and I was so flat out. Yes, I was so flat out at the time that I actually didn't get around to it, and I felt very terrible about it. But luckily, she wasn't held up by me. She pushed ahead anyway. So
she's done it, and it sounds amazing. I think the amount of times that I've already listened to it, I probably know the lyrics better than she does. So there's lots of music coming out tomorrow. Check the Country Kickback Facebook page. We've shared as much as we have seen and people have shared with us. So if there's more, send them through and we'll pop them up. But New Music Friday, my favorite day of the week.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. We do have one more show tomorrow. We've got Ray Lee joining us tomorrow, and I don't have a time yet, so keep an eye on the page, and I'll pop an ad up as soon as we get the time confirmed. But it'll most likely be same time as normal. We're always here over night time. So thank you again, Renee, and head over if you haven't already gone and ordered Step It Up. Make sure you do when you leave tonight. And thank you. We'll see you again very soon.
Absolutely. I'll head down your way for some winery tours.
Yes. Winery, we can do that. Definitely. All right. See you, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, can we try that again?
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.